Welcome to Mermaid Ari's Live, where for some unknown reason, even to myself, I speak to Trump supporters and try to figure out why they're still supporting Donald Trump and they keep moving the goalpost on what would lose their support. We'll see how that goes. It's always something a little bit wackadoodle that comes out that we hear. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you everybody that was in the chat early. I am getting everything else going. As you guys know, there's a process. There's always a process. Oh, did they change the mod badge over on YouTube? They did. Okay, I like that better actually. I like that better. We're gonna try that. Hey, Hekaterak. That's still like the best one of your name. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, we're live, everybody. Hello. Okay. I am tired, but that's okay. That's okay. Just a friendly reminder for those that are coming in or that are going to be watching the VOD, the playback. I will not be live starting on Monday for a couple of days. I don't know exactly how many because it just depends on how I'm feeling. So don't look for me. I won't be there, but other plenty of amazing, smart individuals will be on and live streaming. So uh, it gives my moderators a break. So they get to recuperate their own social battery from all the crazy people that we see in these chats. And if you guys are like beholden to me, then it gives you time to find other amazing people. I could give a plethora of recommendations. Like I truly could. There are a bunch of amazing people on all of the platforms. So there is that. Yes. Yeah, plenty of other people will be on. Yeah, Silver. Thank you, Wheels. Hello, everybody. I know I had a fan follow me in to a whole live where I just went up to say hi to a friend that I don't get to talk to very often on the Clock app, and so my fan is always just like, "Oh no, they're doing this for this." It's like, no, I just went up there to say hi. I normally just listen in on Johnny's live because I'm good with it. I like listening into people. So there's all of that. Oh no. Somebody says, let me in or else, sir. I don't know who you are, but
Awesome.
the or else doesn't do anything, nor do I talk to anybody. I don't have the Clock app gas up. Ooh, Tarot, that's interesting. Well, before you do that, you do know that I'm an agent over there, right? So there's another thing I can help you out with. Don't shake the box. Oh, it's fine, Duke. I normally do well. I'm very good at paying attention to the language I use. And Catalyst, thank you for being a subscriber for 4 months over on the Purple Twitch app. I appreciate that one a lot, guys. Steve, the break starts after tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be live, of course, doing my joint one with Polly, and then we'll figure it out from there. You guys will just have to figure out whose platform on which app we'll be on. We are still on all three. It just depends on whose name is on which one. So for all intents and purposes, we shall act like this is the last day I will be on my account on all the platforms. I don't have anybody set to win the Super Bowl. I have the team that I'm supporting. I would like to see the Seahawks win. No real reason. Just I think they've had a great season. I know it'll make my friends that are Patriot fans a little upsetty spaghetti. But it is what it is. Oh, Larry, that was a nice comment. But yeah, so well, not necessarily that. WTF, it's more just like we've watched some of their games and they've played so well. Also, did you guys see that crazy? Okay, sorry for the sports talk. This will be short. Y'all saw that crazy, crazy touchdown that they got? Because it was a backward pass that ended up being a fumble and it fumbled into the end zone. And the dude just literally, thank you so much. Thanks, Scotty. Dude just literally walks into the end zone, picks up the ball, and they're like, yeah, so that's a touchdown. Like the craziest touchdowns that they've had. Yeah, no, I mean, I know all about that. Like I actually I didn't deep dive. I did surface level stuff and read some things about the Patriots owner, the Seahawks owner, where it's being played and everything like that. So, I did read about that. So, I am aware of what you're talking about. But that one touchdown was just literally the craziest situation to have happened. All right. Looks like we're good to get warmed up here. Also, guys, if you have not sent in your daily heart me and you are a part of the team but haven't sent one in a while, be sure to send in your daily heart me. It just helps boost the live. I do appreciate that. Giddy up. And again, guys, if you, it wasn't a 2-point conversion, it was a call, the touchdown. I rewatched that thing a couple of times because it was great. Thanks, Scotty. Like send in your daily heart me. It just helps push out the live. It's the best and easiest way to support. Same with hitting that follow or that subscribe button. Be sure to share out the live on all the platforms. All the platforms.
You're awesome.
Scott says the hilarious things. Scott says the most hilarious things over on the tubes. It is certainly social battery. Yeah, people do need to recharge their. Oh, I get what you're saying. That's pretty funny too. Scott said listening to Trump gets his constipation moving. That's hilarious. I kudos to you, and also sorry for your bowels. Double entendre, double meaning. I love that. Do I get suppressed by TikTok? Yeah, all the time. I just roll with it. So it doesn't bother me much. Well, I can't say that. Bubbles, thank you. Can't always say that. Ain't no party like an Ari party, cousin Arborati brings receipts. Oh, that's funny. I don't know what that was, but that's pretty funny. He's taking the day off. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
18.
Are you supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What's your date of birth? Go. Learn quick math, guys. Learn quick math. Okay? Please. I know, Bill. It's like it's cute that they try. Yeah, it took too long. Do better. Do better. Have it already set up in your brain. Like if you're going to do that, know what you're going to say. You know what I mean? Like just know what you're going to say. If maybe if this is the first time on my live, you're not familiar with it, but I guess that's the thing. Paul says the Puppy Bowl. I didn't watch it. I think the idea of the Puppy Bowl is super cute. Like dogs rolling balls into an end zone, like and then not knowing that that's what they're supposed to be doing, and then running back. Like puppies are adorable. You know what I mean? Puppies are adorable. It's like the cutest thing. They are. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
Okay. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his 12 months back in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, he's pointed out how hypocritical and retarded the left is.
Oh,
Just like
well, have a
looking
good
at your
one.
show.
You can't use the slur. Perhaps you should remove that word from your vocabulary, like, I don't know, normal people have done. So it's always great that you can't make it 5 seconds without going and slur, because I'm a horrible person. It's always good to know. They always out themselves. 0.2 seconds. Yeah, that might be accurate. Actually, it'll tell me exactly how long that call was. So 24 seconds
You're
in
awesome.
total. Couple of seconds to get out. I would assume 20 seconds of those were just me getting out the cursory greeting and then the beginning statements or questions, I should say. So yeah, 4 seconds to slur out. Oh, pointing out the hypocrisy. What hypocrisy exactly? At least I don't claim to immediately be like, no, like here's show me the hypocrisy in this, okay? I don't support individuals that would go after young children, right? If they have done it, throw them under the bus after the investigation, throw them under the prison, convict them. But you guys are like, yep, Trump, that's still my guy. That's still my guy. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Hello there. I would like to debate you.
Yeah. What's your age?
I am 21.
Okay, what year did you graduate high school?
24.
Good job. You're a whole kid. Thank you guys for doing all of the heart me's. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and just do my normal opener here. You guys know I do like to keep the goals low over on the clock app. Did you guys know? Okay, so I actually had someone that was like, said that me telling them, kid, go stop calling, asking for the year that they graduate high school was too much personal information, so they weren't going to answer it. And it's like, that doesn't tell me anything about you. Unless you said, I graduated from School of Rock High School in 2015, for me to start, like, that would be the only way I could potentially find you, to go like look through a school book. You know what I mean? Like at the yearbook. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
I already hung up on you because you're a kid. I don't know. Like, that's personal to ask what year I graduated high school. No,
You're
I'm just
awesome.
like, a lot of individuals have younger age. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm in my early 30s.
Okay, because you don't usually typically debate children, and you act like a child usually on
Oh,
your
okay.
show
How old are
and
you?
censor everybody.
Uh-huh. How old are
I'm
you?
20. I'm 29,
Oh, okay.
but
Awesome.
I
Let's see
don't
if you can
censor
try not
everybody
to
like you do.
act like a child.
You're
Awesome.
the one
So are
acting like a
you
child,
coming up
actually.
here to actually debate, or did you want to slur out again?
No, I just wanted to point.
I guess I'll just take that as a no automatically, since you said no. So you're just going to slur out again. You guys think like somehow I don't have a record of the last time that I picked up your phone number, so that I don't know it's you somehow? Sure. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 37.
37. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely not.
Well, WU, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
24.
24. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
What year did you graduate high school?
2019.
Okay. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, for one, delivering on his promise to deport illegals.
Okay. What else?
Exposing the corruption and the scams, like
How
USAID.
about his corruption and his scams? Are you familiar with the fact that a Saudi prince, sorry, an Emirati prince bought $500 million to have 49% ownership of World Liberty Financial, which is Donald Trump's Bitcoin company?
Yeah, I think the Bitcoin is stupid.
And then right after that, we give them our technology. Ooh, talk about corruption. At least
Yeah, I
if
think
it's
Donald
not
Trump is
corruption,
corrupt
it's
as well.
definitely suspicious.
If I could like my main
How
point.
about Donald Trump Jr. and all of these firms that he's on the panels with and has a vested interest in getting all of these defense contracts awarded by Congress all of a sudden when they hadn't previously? Ooh, that's an interesting line of development. We could also talk about Kushner and his dealings that in all of the contracts his companies have been awarded since, Donald Trump is back in office when they weren't before. Ooh, so interesting.
So
So what I'm so sorry. Like what fraud or abuse or are we finding? Because if we're talking about fraud, we know Donald Trump certainly doesn't care about fraud. He's literally giving pardons to convicted fraudsters, which also means that now if they have restitution ordered as a part of their conviction, they don't have to pay that restitution back. Ooh.
okay, can I get a point in?
Sure, are you capable of addressing your own hypocrisy?
So what I would like to point out is that when I say that Donald Trump has exposed certain frauds with the U.S. government,
Oh, you mean
it's
like
not
what he's
saying that.
actively doing now with having Congress award defense contracts to his son's companies that he works with and has a vested interest in and he's on the board, so he's literally a stakeholder and gets equity from them? Yeah. How about exposing that fraud and calling out that? Is that what we're doing?
Sure, I'd have to look into that more.
Oh, you've never heard of that?
What I've
How
heard of
about
mostly,
Doge being exposed for the fact that 2 employees let out personal information, shared out our personal data that they collected from their investigative works. And 2 other employees have
You're
been found to be
awesome.
in potential violation of the Hatch Act. Oh, wait, but you don't care about that fraud.
okay, can I like finish what I was gonna say though?
I don't know.
So basically, my whole thing is I know that, and here's my thing: I don't really like Donald Trump, but I don't like the left more than I don't like Donald Trump.
Oh, that's a good
Obviously, Donald
one,
Trump.
actually. I like that one, Benita. How about Donald Trump suing the IRS for $10 billion, which he's not even worth $10 billion. How can he be out $10 billion?
So you're doing a lot of like, what about this? What about that? I think both. Like, I'm a very center person. I think right now at the moment I'm like more center right. I agree with a lot of things on the left as well, and I agree with a lot of things on the right. But I think that
Okay,
for the
purple.
most part, yeah, I think for the most part, when I look at what Biden was doing in his term, it put me off and it pushed me more
What
towards
about
the right.
Biden? Well, I thought we were talking about Trump and his presidency.
Yeah, I mean, you asked me
And you
why
still
I
haven't
support Trump.
addressed like anything about his blatant fraud, his blatant kickbacks that he's doing, the blatant hypocrisy of the right never calling out anything that Donald Trump is actively doing, right? That's bad. He
I
doesn't
mean,
care about
if you want to say
fraud.
that, both sides are bad. If
Ooh,
if
not
that's
the
the
both
standard
sides.
if that's the standard we're setting, then both sides are guilty.
Okay,
Obviously.
sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Who
a
else has
biased
enriched
person.
themselves so much like Donald Trump? I am curious.
You're
I mean, the
awesome.
Obamas enriched themselves by like $30 million.
No, they
This is like
literally,
not
are you familiar with like publishing deals?
sure, and you think there's no
Yeah.
corruption in that? Do you think
There's
that the left is
corruption in
completely innocent of all
publishing
the
deals.
things
What
you're
are
accusing
publishing
Trump
deals?
of?
See, here's actually my thing with individuals such as yourself. You've already
Uh-huh.
actually done this because I literally didn't talk about anybody else except for Trump and his family, and then the pardons that he did. Right, people that were because Kushner is his son's father-in-law, right? So like or sorry, no, his daughter's father-in-law. I've literally only talked about Trump and his family, but you're like Biden, so your BDS is coming out, and then now you're talking about Obama, so your OBS is coming out or ODS, while you're actively showing your TDS of
I like
Trump
Obama.
devotion system or
I'm not devoted to
Trump
Trump at all.
derangement. Sorry, devotion syndrome. Yeah. Sounds like
You're
it.
putting like
Why do you
you're
have to
putting
bring
a
up
lot of
Biden and
labels
Obama?
on.
Sorry, why do you have to bring up Biden and Obama when we're talking about Donald J. Trump? I'm a little confused.
Well, because the original question was, why are you still supporting Trump? And that's
Yeah,
part
but
of my point.
no, that's not the original question. That's just the prompt that got you to call in. What was my actual question when I was asking about your, like, to start the conversation? The are you still supporting Donald Trump is just a simple yes or no answer to me to make sure that you're even somebody that stays on the phone. The follow-up question to that was what?
Yes.
The follow-up question to that was what?
What has he accomplished?
There was way more into that. So the follow-up question to that was what? If you don't remember, just say I don't remember, it's fine.
Okay, well, I remember that much of it was what
Okay.
has he accomplished?
Yeah, no. So what specifically has Donald Trump accomplished in his 12 months back in office?
Right.
Yeah. And exposing
And I
fraud
said,
within the USAID wasn't even exposed. Did you actually look at anything that they did? Did you fact check anything that it was? Because all of this is disproven. Like, yes, some money went to publish
disproven?
a book. Yes, as in to be blatant lies told by Elon Musk and the Trump administration that just triggered your guys's, I don't know what it was exactly, lizard brain to go, oh no, this was bad, right? Yes, they paid
Mhm.
for a book to be published in Peru. Oh my God, it's so bad. It just happened to be a book that talked about everybody of all kinds and how to be accepting of everybody of all kinds. But apparently, an acceptance book is horrible, totally bad, right?
I don't know really what you're talking
And so
about.
then they took the
Acceptance
fact
book.
that a book was like paid to be published in Peru. They took it to mean that because the follow-up book
Awesome.
happened to be
Why
include
why
somebody
would
that
we
was
ever want to pay
transgender,
for a book
that
being
they were
published?
because education, sir, education, and
No,
it
I
wasn't
don't
even
care
that
about
much.
educating people in Peru. I
I
really
know
don't.
you only care about yourself in Argentina.
I really only care about what's happening in America, and
You
I
only
think there's a
care
lot
about
of
yourself
problems
in
with both sides.
Argentina. I understand.
What does this have to do with Argentina?
See, they have to go to the both sides argument when they can't address the issues of Donald Trump in this administration. So they're like, both sides
Okay,
bad.
give me an issue to address.
I literally have. I've given you plenty.
His fraud? Yeah, I think he has probably done a lot of fraud. He's a con artist. I
Yeah,
know
how do you
that.
feel about him suing the IRS for $10 billion? Literally filed a lawsuit for $10 billion against the United States IRS, Internal Revenue Service, which, by the way, you and myself would literally be the ones footing the bill.
Yeah, I know, and I think that's stupid. Like, I
So
don't
why would
agree
you
with
still
everything
support
Trump
him? That
does.
is blatant fraud and
Because
waste.
there's more things that I don't. I have more alliance with the right than I do with the left. It's not just Trump. I wish
Again,
Trump
your
wasn't
both
the president.
sides-ism is silly. I'm asking you
It's not
to
a
just
both sides
it is.
argument.
You
It's
keep
looking at
saying
pros
both
and cons.
sides. You keep
When you make a
saying
decision
okay.
about who you want
So
to be
please
president,
tell
you
me,
look at
please
pros
tell
and
me,
cons.
please tell me what on earth has he made that is so much better, that has just made everything better, that outweighs all of the bad and the blatant fraud and corruption within the Trump family and his administration? What has he done that outweighs the blatantness that's in your face? What has he done?
For one, deporting illegals
Specifically.
because that's going to destroy the country.
Oh,
right? For
deporting
one,
illegals. Are you
destroy.
aware of how much that
Yes.
costs? How much does it cost to deport on estimate
It
it?
costs a lot more to,
How
to let
much?
them be in the country.
It doesn't.
Pick up
It
social
truly does not.
systems.
Okay, let's try this. Let's try this again. How much does deporting a singular individual cost on average?
Okay, but who let them in the first place?
No. Oh, see, you got to go through this again. See, literally, BDS, Biden derangement syndrome on display. Let's try this
It's
again.
part of the
How
problem.
much?
It's part of the
how
reason
much?
why I
how
don't
much?
support Biden.
How much? How much? Neither do I. Congratulations. Woo! Rainbows.
All right, there we go.
Anyways, so how much does it cost on average to deport a singular individual outside of the United States of America that was
Why don't
in the
you just
United
tell
States?
me?
Yeah, so according to the Penn Wharton budget model, are you familiar with Penn Wharton?
How about you just tell me, man?
No, are you familiar with Penn Wharton? That is
No, but my
okay,
point
cool.
is the cost
It
isn't really that
costs.
concerning
Oh,
to me.
it's not.
What's
Yeah, it's
concerning
not
is
that
getting them out of
concerning.
the
Yeah, I
country.
understand. Here's what we're gonna do. So according to the Penn Wharton budget model, it costs about $77,000 per individual. Last year, Donald Trump and his administration deported, they say, at least 620,000. Do you know how much that adds up to be?
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm okay with that.
$47
I'm
billion.
okay with that cost. That's not a good point to bring up to me.
$47 billion. Whereas immigrants, especially undocumented immigrants, right? Undocumented immigrants contributed $103 billion to our taxes in the year 2023. In the year 2024 alone, undocumented immigrants paid $24 billion into our Social Security. It costs us $47.7 billion to deport the individuals that Donald Trump deported last year. And I'm talking billion with the B, not million.
And I still think it's a net positive in the long run.
Okay, so it's a net
Less-
positive
less
that
people-
we're losing $24 billion in our Social Security taxes every year.
Well,
It's
first
a
of
net
all, how are you
positive
gonna
that we're
tax someone
you-
that's a lot of them that came in
ITINs.
recently in the last 4 years. They're not paying taxes for the most part.
ITINs.
I'm saying
Sales
okay.
tax? They don't pay sales tax?
how many people
They
came
don't pay
across
sales
the border
tax?
in the under Biden's administration?
They
How
don't
many
pay
people?
sales tax?
Yes, I'm sure they pay.
What's an
sales tax.
ITIN
That's
number?
Besides the point.
What's an
The
ITIN
point
number?
is that we don't
What's
have
an
the
I?
money to
So then,
support
okay,
all of them.
hold on. I'm sure they pay sales tax. That's besides the point. Says the person who just said that they don't pay taxes. Interesting. So what's an ITIN number?
Okay, they pay sales tax. You
What's an
got me.
ITIN number?
That's not gonna they pay taxes on my whole
What's
position
an
is changed now.
ITIN number?
Why don't you just tell me?
Yeah, individual taxpayer identification number. It's literally the number that allows them to pay federal and FICA taxes. Ooh, because, sorry, and I just want to be clear, you said that they don't pay anything in taxes, then why on earth is the Trump administration suing to have the IRS turn over all of their tax data on ITIN holders if they
Would
don't
you say
pay
that they are a
taxes?
net positive to the country, not just
Oh,
including
are you
taxes?
capable of answering what I just said?
All right, repeat the question.
Yeah. If they don't pay or contribute to federal taxes, why on earth is the Trump administration
Awesome.
suing the IRS to obtain tax data on all ITIN holders?
My position is that, yeah, I know, of course, they're going to pay sales tax when they buy things.
Oh, no, sir,
they're
you
not-
don't need an ITIN to pay sales tax.
A lot of them do pay tax. I know a lot of them that are in the country.
So now, okay, so wait, now they do pay taxes. So
no,
which,
a lot of them
so
don't.
again, let's try this one more time. Why on earth would Donald Trump and his administration be suing
I have no
the
idea.
IRS to obtain ITIN data, holder data, if they're not paying federal taxes?
I have no idea.
Also, to be
But
clear,
that's
according
not
to
gonna
the
change my mind.
IRS.gov, any individual that is not eligible for a social security number is eligible to receive an ITIN. They don't care about your documentation status.
Right. But here's my point, and it's not like as
I
complex
mean,
as
your
what you're
point
saying.
is falling
Obviously,
apart very easily. First, you said they don't pay taxes. Then you've capitulated and agreed that they do in fact pay sales taxes, which
okay,
contributes to
sure.
their local municipalities. And now you've had to agree that they must in fact pay federal taxes, because why on earth else would Donald Trump be interested in IRS data for ITIN holders?
Okay, can I say what I was going to say, please?
Are you going to address the point?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with what you're saying right now.
That you are wrong. They do pay taxes and they do contribute taxes. And
Yeah,
again, they
but that was like
contribute $103 billion in taxes every single year. And
saying that, but saying that as
this
a
is
blanket
just for
statement is wrong.
this
You're
is
right.
just
Saying that as
for
a blanket statement is wrong.
undocumented
You are right.
immigrants paid $103 billion in taxes. And they pay $24 billion alone into our Social Security in the year 2024,
Eh,
that's why it's so easy to remember, is because 24 billion in the year 2024. Super easy to remember.
Sure, but here's where my mind goes to. Obviously, I'm not as knowledgeable as you. I'm not arrogant or I don't have an ego about this thing. My mind goes to, I look at what's happening in places like Europe, Britain, with the massive influx of immigrants.
You're
It doesn't
awesome.
really lead to anything good, right? And if your main thing is, oh, we can make more money off them because they probably get paid and extorted and paid way less, it's not a good argument
That's
to me.
against the law.
I mean,
And then if that's the case, then we need to go after employers that are paying them below the
yes,
expected
also
wage.
coming into
Like
the
we have a
country
law that's
illegally
called
is
the
against the
Fair,
law.
sorry, I was still talking. So we have the
Oh,
Fair
go ahead.
Labor Law, right? That's been in existence for the last 60 years. And within that law, it states that no employer can pay any individual less than the state or federal minimum wage, depending on which one is higher. So if they are violating the law by not paying individuals based upon their
hmm
documentation status less than minimum wage, then prosecute them.
Okay, so do you agree that since illegal immigrants are breaking the law when they come over into the country, should they be deported or
Sorry,
should they be
sir.
allowed to
I
stay?
believe in our actual criminal justice system and the saying that goes with our criminal justice system of saying innocent until proven guilty. So, yes, you can bring up 8 U.S. Code 1325, 8 U.S. Code 1326, and you can look at the data that is provided on cbp.gov where they tell you about how many people they have indicted for having violated those two codes. And it's about 80,000 a year. And this is how difficult it is to prove in court, because out of that 80,000 a year that they put convictions for, or like not convictions, sorry, indictments for, we see about 120 convictions every single year because it's
hmm
not proven that they in fact violated those two codes. And again, this is available on cbp.gov.
Right. I see what you're saying, and a lot of that is because under Biden and Kamala, and I'm not doing the whole both sides thing. I'm trying
BDS,
to make a point. No, it's not. No.
it
I'm
quite
saying that
literally
they
is.
legally allowed a lot of people to come
Oh, they
in. That was their
legally allowed it. Ooh,
policy.
this is a new one. They
Yeah, let
legally
me finish
allowed
the
it.
point so you can understand. They legally allowed people to come in, right,
Uh-huh.
with little vetting, with little requirements,
Oh,
and they
uh-huh.
allowed a mass influx. A lot of them came in illegally. A lot of them
Uh-huh.
they allowed to come in, and that is
Can you prove
part
that?
of their border policy.
Prove
Yeah, it's
that.
part of their border policy.
Prove that.
They had a whole app where people could like apply
Oh, the
for
CBP One app
yeah, whatever.
that
But
was released in October of 2020.
can I finish my point?
Who was president in October of 2020?
The point is their
Who
border
was
policies I
president
don't
in
agree with.
October of 2020?
The point is I don't agree
Who
with the
was
border
president
policies
in
that Biden and
October
Kamala
of
had.
2020?
And who in let more illegal
Who
immigrants?
was
I don't care who
president
the
in
president was.
October of 2020? Who was president in October of 2020
Why
at
don't
the
you just
start
go
of
ahead
the
and say it? We all
CBP
know
One
who the
app?
answer. We know who the answer is, bro. Just say it.
Oh, who was it? I don't know. Can you enlighten me?
Oh no, does his name start with D?
I don't know. Could it? Who is it?
Bro, come on, we both know.
Do we? I don't. I'm asking.
Like, what else do you want to say?
Okay, so the administration that rolled out the CBP1 app was in fact the Trump administration, right? And what the CBP1 app
Yes.
did is it allowed individuals who wanted to seek asylum within the United States, which is a legal method of immigration. It's 8 U.S. Code
Mm-hmm.
1158.
Yes.
It's a legal method to allow them to pre-submit their paperwork so that the Department of Homeland Security, ICE, CBP, can do pre-checks on them prior to them making the trek to the United States of America to have their credible fear hearing and see if they have a credible claim of asylum. All it did was allow them to pre-vet them, make sure that they didn't have any criminal convictions in any other country, including the United States of America, and then they could just come here, do their credible fear hearing. If they failed the credible fear hearing, they were sent out. If they passed it, they were given a court date and allowed to reside within the United States, where as an asylum seeker, they cannot work for 6 full months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your point with this?
What is my point? The CBP1 app
Yes.
rolled out by the Trump administration was utilized to streamline the asylum process and pre-vet people. Literally in the direct counterpoint to what you were saying of somehow an administration allowing unvetted immigrants into the country, meaning they just were like, oh yeah, we've got your name. Cool, come on in. The water's fine. We didn't actually look at any of your
I can explain
information.
it further since you don't seem to understand what I was trying to say.
Do you
want me to
understand
explain
anything
it?
that I said?
Yes, but my
Also, can
point
you actually
is
show me where Mayorkas was ever indicted for not following the laws that are in existence within the United
Can I
States that have not
explain what I want
changed
to explain?
when it comes to the vetting process, because that requires legislation.
Right, but okay, which administration let in more immigrants, illegal and legal? Because
I'm sorry, let in
obviously-
implies being allowed to. You don't let
Yes.
in illegal immigrants, sir. Those are an unquantifiable number because we don't know that they came
well,
across
they
the
did
border.
a bad job at preventing it. Then they did a very bad job at preventing it. Obviously,
So is Donald Trump, because guess what? I don't know if you realize this. Once again, I will say this again. Illegal immigrants are an unquantifiable number because that means that they weren't encountered.
right? Okay. Obviously, we have the numbers for a lot that came in, though. You're gonna say that's all false, that we don't really know?
Awesome.
How many came in?
Millions,
How many millions?
legal and illegal.
Yeah, legal is literally what
And
you
so-
just
and
said,
so how-
legal.
and when
So
that-
wait, do you have a problem
Legal
with
and
legal?
illegal.
You have a problem with legal immigration now?
Well, my position would be that we should have less legal. We should only let in those that we really need.
Oh, just the white people, right?
Dude, I'm literally Hispanic.
And are you white presenting?
What does that even mean? I'm Hispanic. I have brown skin and curly hair.
Okay. So are you from
I'm
the
not
DR?
white presenting. Yeah, Dominican Republic.
Okay. So
And
yeah,
and Puerto Rican.
you're Afro Latino. You should start saying that. And if you're
Sure, okay.
if you're from
It
if
doesn't
you're
really
Puerto
matter to me.
Rican, then that is also white presenting Latina or Latino. Sorry.
Yeah, my dad is white presenting, I guess. He has light
So
white
you're just a
skin.
bigot. That's fine.
I'm not a bigot, dude. What does that even mean? There's a difference between like having positions on laws and not liking certain people. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have, I guess, my position that are bigoted, right?
Yeah,
But my position
you
is that-
are. Again, you said you
How am I
want fewer, less, like you want less legal immigration, right? The way that
And yeah,
this
and it has nothing
administration
to
has
do with
pushed.
race. It has nothing to do with race.
Then why would Donald Trump only bring up white countries when he was talking about countries that don't immigrate to the United States and wants them to immigrate into the United States? He said Denmark. He said Norway. 99% of their population is white.
Okay.
And the refugees that he wants from Africa are just the white South Afrikaners who are
Is
not
that something?
experiencing genocide, by the way.
Okay.
And just so you know, refugee status does actually qualify for Social Security benefits. Interesting.
But okay, here my whole thing is, and I'm usually speaking about things in overarching like general ideas.
You shouldn't
My
speak in vague generalities. It doesn't help your
It's not. No, no,
case.
no. It's not vague. My whole thing is like, as a country, we should try to basically fix what's going on inside our country with all the problems that we have before we start helping others. Because we have a
We're
lot
not
of
doing
problems
that.
in. Yeah, I know we're not, and I wish we would. And I think that bringing in a lot of immigrants and illegal immigrants and helping them before helping our own citizens is not something I agree with. It's that simple.
They weren't
That's
being
literally
brought
it.
in. That's just such a weird phrase.
Well, let in however you want to say it.
Let in implies being allowed to be coming in, and they weren't, quote, let
Yes.
in, sir.
And that's the border position. That's the border policy I don't agree with.
They weren't
I don't
let
agree with
in.
that border policy.
Can you
So what
provide
were
me?
they?
Can you provide me the memo or the direction that was released from Mayorkas that said that the border policy is changing to just let everybody and anyone in? Can you provide that to me?
That's not what I said.
Then they weren't let in.
I
They
didn't.
weren't allowed in. They
Okay,
came
so
in
what
here
were they then?
unbeknownst to us because that's what has been happening for
The legal ones or the
literally.
illegal ones? Which ones?
Oh my God. Well, I don't know. You seem to have a problem with both, so it's kind of hard to keep up. I was just talking about the people that come in through non-ports of entry, the undocumented immigrants.
Right. And you're right. I do have a problem with people coming into the country when they're not supposed to. I think that's a very normal thing that, is not like crazy to say. And I know a lot of people on the left want to be like, all of a sudden you think that, oh, now you're a Nazi. It doesn't really make sense.
Did I say
Now,
that?
no, I'm saying a lot of people on the left
Okay,
have
then,
said that.
all right, so I'm going to help
Not
you out with
you.
something. It seems like you have me in a box, right? Anytime somebody does this
Okay.
is how I feel. Like you have me in this box, right? Yeah, we're in a box. What I advise you
Sure.
to do is to lift me out of that box and then throw the
Okay.
box away because I am not in the box.
What is the box? What
Your
pertains to the people on the
concept
box?
of what people on the left say and or do. Because
Right.
I don't know
Like,
if you
okay,
realize this, but typically only individuals that consider themselves to be communists say open borders. Almost everybody else has always been a strong proponent of we need to update our laws.
okay, open borders is not only what part of the problem. Obviously, I know open borders is ridiculous. That's not what I'm against. I know a lot of people on the left are probably against open borders. And like I said, I'm not fully on the right. I don't like a lot of the things that Donald Trump does. I'm in the center. I'm leaning towards the right. I do agree with, and I like a lot of the things that people on the left do, but then I see that sometimes they go too far with it. And same with the right. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is open
Mhm.
borders is obviously not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the general border policy, right? Like I stated, like we shouldn't bring in
Yeah, you don't
so
want
many
people. They don't get brought in, sir.
Okay,
Goodness
how should
me,
I
the
say it so you
phrasing.
don't get mad at me? How should I say it?
Maybe just effectuate what you mean, like in a different way. I don't need you to say it a
The
certain
border
way for
policy
me.
allows people, a lot more people than it should, to come in. I think the
Again,
border
that's
policy
still
should be
dumb. You
more
haven't provided me what that border
restrictive.
policy would be. So
It's very simple. Border policy, I'll say it very simply. The
show
border
me the
policy
memo.
should be, I'll say it very simple, because obviously one administration brought in, allowed in, let in, didn't stop people from coming in more than one administration. That's very obvious.
Actually, that's the opposite of what is true. The fact that there were more encounters at the southwest border, which, by the way, an encounter as defined by the Department of Homeland Security within their own glossary of definitions of the words that they utilize on their websites, is actually just people that were not allowed into the border, people that were apprehended, and then also sent out of the country at the southern border and within 100 miles of the southwest border. So that's what an encounter means. It literally means that CBP was doing their fucking job by not just allowing everybody that came up and said hi into the border, into the country.
You're awesome.
Right, but obviously they could have done better.
Again,
Do you think
encounters just
yeah.
prove that CBP is actively doing their job. The fact that we had 8.4 million encounters under the previous administration, since you like to just keep bringing this up, under the previous administration literally just proved that they're doing their job.
Okay, so you're basically saying or disagreeing with that Kamala and Biden and Democrat policy on borders is as are you saying it's as restrictive as Trump has been?
No,
in
never
his
made
first
that claim.
12 months?
Oh my God.
That's my point,
Never
though.
made that claim.
But that's my point. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but that's how
It
that's
wasn't.
how I'm trying to
Sorry,
say it.
sir. I guess your misconception is the fact that you think that I believe, or I think it's because you have the belief that everything needs to be more restricted. I don't. I think that we could solve the crises of people coming through non-ports of entries and then staying within the country, whether or not they've committed any crimes, right? I think that the best way to resolve that would actually to be making our process easier, streamline it, more refined, and take much less time. Because on average, we have people that have been waiting 10 to 30 years in order to become citizens of this country if they choose to do so. Which, by the way, becoming a citizen is not required as from an immigrant, and I think that that's how it should be.
Okay, but
Restrictions are
that's
the
where we
opposite of
differ.
what I believe. I know, because you don't like other people. See, the thing is,
But
I acknowledge,
that's such a weird thing to slap onto my position.
sir,
is
you've
that you
already
don't
said
like
that
other people.
you want more restrictions and you want to see fewer people be allowed to immigrate
Okay,
into
but
the
can I tell
United
you
States
why,
of
though?
America. You don't
'Cause
care
you're
that the
assuming why.
immigration. Okay, you can pause for a second. I'm literally explaining to you why I've come to that characterization of you, right? So
Okay, go
you
ahead.
said that you
Which
want
is an incorrect
stricter.
characterization, but okay.
Sure. You said that you want stricter immigration. You want fewer immigration to be allowed into our
You're
country.
awesome.
You also are in agreement with the mass deportation policy and have explicitly stated that you do not care that the number of immigrants that were deported last year cost us about $47.4 billion to deport 620,000 immigrants, $47.4 billion to deport them, or the fact that we are going to be losing out on $24 billion paid into our United States Social Security program, or $103 billion contributed just from undocumented immigrants alone into our tax buckets.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And from
how
that,
did I
you
miss
think that
that
means
where
I
I
don't
said
like
that you
other
don't
people?
like people? Yeah, that's a broad
That
generalization since you like to speak in broad generalizations.
okay. Well, I mean, it's not true, obviously. I mean, I don't see how you could like logically come to that conclusion.
I literally just explained to you how.
Right, but here's the thing. I do care about other people, but I prioritize American citizens first.
You're not.
And I've said that already.
Yes, you've said that, but that doesn't make it true.
So you think it's not true?
No, sir, because you are still supporting Donald Trump, who has admonished and spoke negatively about the individuals that were killed at the hands of ICE and ICE and CBP agents in our
And
country.
you think I agree with that?
I don't
And
know.
you
Are you
haven't asked me
capable?
if I agreed with that.
Well,
I don't agree.
you're
I
fine
think
with
those
ICE and
people
mass
should be in
deportations.
jail.
Okay,
Here's
cool.
the thing. I
So can you
think that those
admonish?
people, those
So
shooters.
let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's do it. Let's do a litmus test. Please
Okay.
call out Donald Trump and his administration for calling Renee Nicole Good a domestic terrorist. Call out Donald
Yeah,
Trump
that's
and
stupid,
his
obviously.
no, I'm telling you things to do, okay? It's not just saying that's stupid. That's not calling them out, right? Perhaps I need to use a different word that has more meaning. Admonish
Mhm.
Donald Trump his administration for calling Renee Nicole Good a domestic terrorist. admonish Donald Trump and his administration for saying that Alex Preddy was there to incite violence and commit mass murder.
Yes, that's bad, and they shouldn't have done that.
Use their
It's
names
not.
and be
It's,
specific.
am I like? I've said enough. Obviously, I don't agree with that, and I
Are
think
you
that
not
it's not.
capable of saying, Donald Trump, you should not have called Renee Nicole Good a domestic terrorist, and you are the worst human being for saying that? Can
Have
you
I
say
not
something like
conveyed
that?
that already?
Can you say something like that? Along those lines, can
Donald
you
Trump, you
say,
are a very bad human being person for saying those things and purporting those ideas.
no,
I
I
have no
want you to be
problem saying that.
specific. Use Renee
Dude,
Nicole Good's name.
I'm trying to move. Yes, he should not have. But here's the thing: it's not like it's completely on
You're
Donald
so
Trump.
close.
It's a bad
Say what you said
situation.
again, but say, Donald Trump, you're one of the worst human beings for calling Renee
Are we gonna
Nicole Good
Are we gonna
a domestic
move on to
terrorist.
having like a productive conversation? Or are you just gonna keep
No,
telling me
I
I should
want
say this?
to literally see, like, I just want to hear you admonish
Oh,
Donald J. Trump.
have I not said enough?
I asked you to be
like from the beginning.
specific.
But from the beginning, I already said that I don't like Donald Trump. I think he's stupid. He's
So
like,
then this should be
I
very
really
easy
don't
for
like
you
him.
to say, and I will quote.
Okay,
Let's
but
play
when I
Simon
say I don't
Says.
like
We'll
Donald
play
Trump, and
Simon
I think what
Says.
he said is stupid.
Simon
You shouldn't be
Says,
doing Simon
Donald
Says,
Trump.
dude.
You remember how to play Simon
That's
Says?
ridiculous.
You
Yes,
remember how to play
this is
Simon
ridiculous,
Says?
though.
Do you
I'm
remember?
not gonna just
Do
do
you remember
whatever
how
you
to
tell me
play
to.
Simon Says?
No, I don't. I don't remember how to play Simon
Okay.
Says.
So
No.
Simon says XYZ, and then you repeat after me. So Simon says XYZ.
Do you want to like have an actual conversation about those things so you
So
can
you are
understand my
not
position?
capable of breaking through your cognitive dissonance. Got it.
What? I literally just said Donald Trump is like those things he said is stupid and bad. He shouldn't have said that.
I would like you to
How much
use their
more do you
names
need
just
me to
like
say?
I did. I was
Yeah,
very specific
okay.
in what I said. Utilize their names just like I did.
Okay, I'm saying the same thing you are. We agree on that point.
No,
Why do you
you're
need me to
not.
like just saying their names is not going to change the point that I'm
Say
trying to
their
make.
names.
Obviously, it's the same point. What he said about Renee Good and Alex Preddy was bad. Do I agree
Who?
with what Alex
Who?
Preddy and Renee Good were doing?
What
No.
who said? Utilize it in a
Donald
full
Trump.
sentence. Donald Trump
What
did
Donald
what?
Trump said, what Donald Trump said and his administration said about Renee Good and Alex Preddy was bad. Is that good enough for you?
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
I
I'm
do
not
know
like,
Ty about Keith Porter, but Donald Trump hasn't made a statement about Keith Porter.
okay, but can I get to like what I want to say now, please?
Sure.
The whole thing with that is that I don't see it as a specific instance of Donald Trump, like what happened to them, as Donald Trump's doing, because that's like to me it's another like police shooting, and I think that those people should be held individually accountable. But to me that doesn't automatically mean that all of ICE is bad because a few stupid officers did something horrible.
I
Those
didn't make
people
that
should be
statement
held.
either.
No, I'm just saying what I'm saying, what my position is. I'm saying that those people that did that obviously should be held individually accountable. It's like defund the police. I don't agree with defund the police
You
because
don't.
of
What does
the
defund the
horrible
police
actions.
mean?
It's obvious. The name is what it means. It means
No, that's
defunding
not
the
what it
police.
means.
Okay, well, from my understanding, that's what it means.
Yeah, so you would be incorrect though. But
Okay,
continue.
besides that,
You're
the
awesome.
idea and if defund the police is not what that means, then separate that from what I'm saying. If a police officer does something like that and then someone says we should defund the police, I don't agree with that. I think that those people should be held individually accountable, investigated, go to court, whatever the process is. But I'm not immediately outraged at ICE and saying that now ICE is inherently bad, that they're the Gestapo. I'm outraged at the people for doing their jobs wrong and taking someone's life that didn't really deserve it, right? I think that's like the normal, reasonable way to look at it.
No, that's a very narrow-minded way of looking at it. See, the thing is, and I'll explain to you here my position. ICE and CBP, obviously, their agents need retraining because Officer Ross, the man who shot and killed Alex Preddy, has been with ICE for 10 years. The individual who took the first shot, or I said Alex Preddy, I meant Renee Nicole Good, my mistake there. Officer Ross killed Renee Nicole Good. He had been an ICE officer for 10 years. He should know better if that is true. When it comes to Alex Preddy, the man who took the first shot has been a border agent for 8 years, which means these are not even people that are the new hires that signed on for the bonus with DHS, that $50,000 bonus, right? They're not the new people. They're the old, which means they had the long time training, right? They had the 6 months of training, supposedly. But apparently, they still don't know when to not use deadly force. And they must have skipped out on their training from DHS and DOJ training that says when is it acceptable for a enforcement officer to utilize deadly force.
Okay. You think that's a unique situation to only ICE? Because that happens all over the country.
Right. And that's
for a very long time.
And again, I think that they all need retraining. And specifically, they need training within de-escalation tactics, especially if they're going to be out in the forefront doing these things, being protested at, which they're given. Like, this was released to the public. They're given a little pamphlet that says they can yell at you all they want, say whatever they want, ignore them. That's their free speech. But instead of ignoring them, what these officers are doing is that they are going to confront them. They are getting in their faces because they have a recording device out. They are getting in their faces because somebody called them what they consider to be a slur, right? They're getting in their faces because Donald Trump.
ICE member?
Yeah, I'm continuing. They are getting in their faces because Donald Trump said that ICE and CBP are not going far enough. They are getting in their faces because J.D. Vance, the vice president of the United States of America, went out on national television and said they have absolute immunity. They are going and doing the things that they are doing, violating individuals' Fourth Amendment rights, because the president and his administration are not holding them accountable, and they are saying that they should do more. So yes, it all falls back on the president of the United States.
Sure. And like I said, I don't really like him. And my point is that ICE as a whole isn't inherently bad, right? Those people obviously, even if they had the training, they failed in their jobs, right? De-escalation, whatever. And also, my point is that that's not a unique thing to ICE. That's a whole law enforcement problem as a whole. It's human error. Like, even if they went through the training, whatever, they are the ones that made the bad mistakes. And I think, yes, and they should be held accountable. I think that's a normal position to have. When I see that things, I get mad, right? And I say I get mad at the person.
They shouldn't be out there while being actively improperly trained. And it's obvious that this is a systemic issue.
Trained until they actually make that mistake.
Oh, you think that the brand new ICE officer that shot Marimir Martinez in Chicago, Illinois 5 times through the back of her vehicle, United States citizen, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, that was a new hire. That was somebody that was hired on in 2025, who then shot at a woman as she was driving away, so shot her in the back of her vehicle, right? Yes. And then we can look at Officer Ross, and we see the two border agents who shot and killed Alex Preddy with an overkill, no less, and see that they've been in the system, or they've been these agents for 5+ years. And this is trickling down into the new agents. So, yes, it is absolutely a systemic issue that we can extrapolate and say that they are not being properly trained, nor are they being taught how to properly engage with de escalation tactics, or perhaps just saying, words don't hurt me, and just keep fucking moving. We have videos of ICE officers pepper spraying people that are just holding signs and threw a fucking snowball at a closed window of a car. And the guy sticks their hands out and pepper sprays them for fucking protesting and throwing a goddamn snowball at a closed, rolled up window. Or in
And
Phoenix,
okay,
Arizona, where a crowd of protesters who weren't literally doing anything. They were just standing there with signs as CBP officers and sorry, they were CBP and ICE. CBP officers were driving down the road, once again stuck their hands out to pepper spray protesters who were just holding up signs. Yes, this is a systemic issue when it's occurring everywhere across the country. You don't just get to call it one bad apple anymore.
okay, so you gave me like 7 instances. What do you think? And just if you don't know, and
Oh,
I
there's
don't
so
know,
many
but
more. I
based
just unfortunately can't
okay,
remember every single person's name that
right,
has
but
been
what do you think the
victimized by
percentage of
ICE.
like ICE enforcement operations end up like that? If it's more than like 50%, then I would probably agree with you, right? If all ICE if more
Okay.
than half of all ICE enforcement
Oh, it's got
operations
to be more than
like
half.
end
Got
up,
it. So
yeah,
if it's
that's like mostly.
47%, that's not enough for you?
Not really, no. It would have to be majority
It would
for me
have
to
to
say
be
okay,
majority.
then it's a
Interesting.
yes,
So you
yes.
think majority rules?
What I'm saying is
No,
that
no,
you
do you
gave
think
me like a
majority
limited
rules?
amount of like let me finish my point.
No, no,
My
I'm
point is,
asking, this should be an easy
isn't
question. Do
that
you
what
think majority
democracy is?
rules?
Isn't that
I
what
thought we weren't
democracy
a
is?
democracy.
Democratic Republic, whatever. Most of the time things are decided by
Oh.
majority,
Okay, well then in that
right?
case, then Donald J. Trump shouldn't be the president. He didn't win the majority vote.
Okay, did he win the popular vote?
He didn't win the majority vote. No, sir, he did not.
Did he win the electoral college?
Oh, the electoral college. Yes, but not the popular vote. He won at 49.8. So by your logic, that's not enough. So, yes, I know that was a pivot at the end, but I was kind of tired of him. So, that was a long conversation. That was a 47-minute conversation. So that was a lot. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you are new here, you haven't hit that follow button or that subscribe button, go ahead and hit those now. That is the cheapest way to support me. It's literally free to do so. Thank you, Feisty, so much for sending out 5 gifted members over on the tubes. I appreciate that. That is also the cheapest way to support me as becoming a member because it's only $3.99 or $7.99 depending on which one you choose. We also have super fans available, and then we also have subscriptions available on the Purple Twitch app. And thank you guys for all the super chats. I do typically read them now towards the end of the live. So if you stick around, I will get to you. I promise. I do appreciate it so much. It's what allows me to continue to do this and come on stream, sending super chats, gifts, bits. All of these things help support me so I can continue to have these conversations. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you? Thank you,
In my late 40s. I don't even want to add it up.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, I'd say foremost, he's drawn way more Americans into the public dialogue and arena, engaging people who don't normally speak up. I'd say that's foremost. He got us active in NATO in a position that we should have taken before. I'd say those two come to mind.
Active in NATO by withdrawing from NATO-funded programs?
Yes, by engaging NATO and standing up and taking funding back that I think was overused and abused.
What funding exactly? And also, it sounds like, are you saying that NATO owes us money?
No, NATO doesn't owe us money.
Oh.
Not. I don't know. I'd have to see the books. Money that we paid, as I understand it, money that the United States paid to other countries like France, Poland. Yeah, I mean that's.
How much money did we pay to France or Poland?
It's my understanding that we paid their shortcomings. That's how I understood it. I'd love to hear your position on that if I'm wrong.
Are you talking about the collective fund or are you talking about the defense fund?
I'd say the collective fund, yeah.
Hmm. So do you know how the collective fund works and what percentage we pay?
Probably not enough to engage in an argument with you, but I'd love to hear how much we do.
Yeah. So for the year 2026, we are tied with Germany. Exact match. They paid the exact amount that we do at 14.97% into the collective fund. And that's based off of a country's overall, like how much they make. But that percentage is they pay the exact dollar amount because the percentage is how much of the total budget, dollar-wise, that gets paid in. It's not based off of GDP.
Okay, and if other countries don't pay their dues, I was under the impression that we covered other countries that were delinquent in that sort of thing.
No.
No, okay.
That's never been a thing.
Do you feel like you're more active with Trump in the presidency?
You mean what, engaged in politics because I don't like seeing our democracy dismantled? Sure. Yeah, we can say that.
Okay.
Donald
And
Trump
you-
being a danger to our democracy is the reason why I feel like I need to get involved more in politics. Sure.
Okay. What's his biggest danger to democracy?
Violating our Constitution.
I'd argue that he stands up for the Constitution as reinstating states' rights.
He's reinstating states' rights by saying that he should nationalize or federalize our local elections. Interesting.
Well, you earlier.
He's violating states'
commented-
rights by pulling congressionally approved and appropriated funding from states out of
Congressional
vindictiveness.
funding? You want to go to congressional funding?
No, this is just a general question about your states' rights aspect. He's violating states' rights by sending in the National Guard when not requested by the governor of said states. Interesting. Let's see. Other ways that he's violating states' rights. Oh, yeah, there's... Sir.
Okay. Well, I see him giving back the decision for education to go back to the states.
Oh,
rather.
wait, sorry. That was always with them. There's
It
literally
seems- yeah,
the
it
Department of
was, but,
Education. The Department of Education at the federal level has never, ever, 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 ever set curriculum for your local schools. That's always been quite literally your state and local board of electorates for
okay, then
the
what
education
did
department
he-
there.
What did Donald Trump? How did he hurt, in your opinion, or affect negatively the what he's done with the education Department of Education, dismantling the archaic.
What does he hurt? Let's see. They made many different positions no longer to be considered professional jobs, which reduces the ability for individuals that want to go into fields like nursing from obtaining or having their bachelor's degree fully covered under FAFSA loans, right? They no longer get fully covered under FAFSA loans because they're not considered a professional field. right? And these are mostly fields that women go into, just to point that out there. You have being an educator, being a teacher is no longer considered a profession, which means that the the loan program that's been in existence for decades in regards to teachers going into their field after they've worked in it for 20 years, they get their student loans forgiven at the end of the 20 years, right? They no longer get that. That's going to be stripped away and negatively impact teachers as we know it.
Going to
Nursing
be stripped
has
away or
been
is stripped away?
going to be. It requires an additional act of Congress.
So it's in Congress's hands?
Yeah.
It was an executive order to be
I'm-
voted on by Congress? Is that right?
An executive order cannot tell Congress what to do.
Oh, you're right. I misspoke. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So it's going to, it will though, so accounting, nursing, teaching, those are the three I can think of offhand for what is no longer considered professional. And so now these individuals will get less money for their for their education to go into those fields to be covered by FAFSA student loans. They get less from it, and that is going to discourage individuals from going into those fields, which we already know that we have a shortage of nurses in the healthcare industry. We've
What do
already
you think
know
is
that we have a
responsible for
shortage
that
of
shortage?
teachers in the education industry. And also, not even to talk about the fact that teachers just don't get paid enough.
Yeah, we could put it in. Okay.
They don't. You think that a teacher should be only paid $35,000 a year for 9 months of work?
I don't know any teachers that are paid $35,000 for 9 months of work. No.
Okay. Well, that's lucky. It does vary state by state, but oh man. Okay, I'm actually curious. What state pays teachers the least?
I'm gonna guess Mississippi.
Actually, yes. And it looks like their wages have increased.
What is their number?
They're about 47,000.
Wow, it's higher than I thought.
Yeah. I'm glad that they've increased it. But yeah, I still don't think that $47,000 is an acceptable amount of pay for 9 months of work. And
What do you
some
think is
teachers do
responsible
work
for-
year round. I'm just saying that just the bare minimum of it.
Yeah. What do you think is responsible for the nursing situation?
I would have no idea what's responsible for why we have a shortage of nurses, sir. I'm just saying that making it a non-professional field will discourage people from being able to become nurses because of FAFSA loans and them not being able to fully cover it on their own. And for those who don't know, private loans, those are very hard to get any kind of specialty payment programs to pay those back. And some of those private loans charge you out the fucking wazoo for their monthly payments. It's insane. But yeah, it just will not help us assist in that field.
What was your career before YouTube?
Sir, this is just one part of my career.
Okay. You don't have to get so defensive. It was just a question.
No, it's just a statement. This is just one part of my career.
Okay, you don't want to answer is what I'm taking.
It's irrelevant to the conversation.
Okay. All right. Have a great day.
Okay. Well, that's one way. Yeah, becoming a nurse is a lot of school and time. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your date of birth? Go.
I'm just gonna give the year.
You took too long. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 25.
25. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Say again?
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Oh, fuck no. Definitely not.
All
Never.
right. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you. okay, I just want to like I don't typically like read out these comments, but the fact that somebody put in my my tube chat that said that I was a failed OnlyFans girl, I encourage you to like try to find me on there. You won't because I've never been up there. Also, sex work is work, so. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh, hello?
How old are you?
Is this Jackson?
What's up? How you doing today? What's your name, man?
Bro, my friend gave me this phone number and then told me that it was her. I'm sorry.
What's your name? I'm Jackson. Who are you?
You're not Jackson.
Sure I am. That's my last name. What's up? It's my nickname. It is what I go by. How can I help you?
Bro, my friend Jackson goes to my school. I'm trying to find him.
Yeah. No, you got it wrong. I'm a girl.
What? My friend gave me this phone number though.
Yeah, I'm Jackson. What's up? What you need?
If you're Jackson, then what's your phone? Your last name?
That is my last name. I already told you.
Right, then you're not Jackson because his last name is Kogel.
You didn't. I said I go by Jackson. It's my last name. Why should I not troll the trolls? Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, my name is Daniel.
Hi,
I'm
Daniel.
29 years old.
Awesome. Do you still support Donald Trump?
Of course I do.
Okay. What specifically has Donald Trump done in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
I would say the stock market's been pretty good, honestly.
Okay. Does the
pretty
office
happy
of the
with the stock
president
market.
have a direct or indirect effect on the stock market?
He has a direct impact on the
That
stock
would
market.
be incorrect, sir. That that would actually be illegal.
Did he do?
Ooh, that would be illegal to have a
right.
direct effect on the stock market, sir. Ooh, are you saying that Donald Trump has violated SEC laws? Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, can we get somebody to look into that? Ooh, that's really not good, guys. Ooh, insider. Ooh, no. Having a direct effect
he's
on
not
the stock
insiding.
market is not a good thing. Ooh, can somebody call? Can we get the SEC on the phone? Ooh, actually, you know what? I got this. Holy shit. Thank you, Kat, so much for the lion over on TikTok. That was also perfect. The kid hung up. W Lion, can we get W Cat, KAT in the chat? Mnemonic already knows. I wish you guys could hear. Wait, can you guys can hear that on the other streams, right? The roar. Did you guys hear the roar? You should have been able to hear that. Oh, wow. Thank you, Kat, so much. W Cat. That was also perfect. Yeah, they heard the roar. That's so cool. They heard it too. I love the gamer cat too, guys. By the way, I love all the cat gifts. Yep, sounded like a dragon. That was perfect. It overrode his hang up. So that was perfect. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am here actually.
Awesome. How old are you?
So I am 19 years old.
Okay. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I don't really support much of
All right. Well,
either
thanks, man.
parties.
That's all I need to know. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello? Okay. Well, we'll just do this real quick. Guys, if you are new here and you haven't hit that follow button or that subscribe button, go ahead and hit it now. That is free to do if you're on the tubes for subscribe. We have gifts available, super fans. We have memberships and super chats and super gifts available. We have bits and subscriptions all available across all of the platforms. Thank you guys so much for being here and taking a little bit of time with me on this glorious, wonderful Saturday. We'll go ahead and move on to some more callers. Hopefully no more kids. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, yeah, I've been trying to get on all day. How are you doing?
All day. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
Awesome. How old
So
are you?
I am 26.
Awesome. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Kind of, not really. I used to, but
You're
nowadays it's
awesome.
just kind of fucked. I really had a question for you.
Okay.
Is that okay? So I'm just wondering, like, okay, so I see you stream quite a lot and I watch you every now and then. I'm just wondering because, like, I get what you're trying to do, but don't you think that sometimes it can have a negative impact on our youth, like turning them into victims instead of inspiring them to go out and make the changes they want to see happen?
No.
I
Because if
mean,
that's the case, do you have issues with crap, what's that guy's name? Is it Benny
Kirk?
Johnson?
Oh, no. I really don't even know who that is.
Is it Benny like guys, I can't remember the other guy's name. Benny Johnson. I don't think that's right. No,
It's
not
just
Joe
something I've noticed.
Rogan. It's the
Oh,
guy that
good.
literally said at the TPUSA thing that he basically was saying to unalive all of the individuals that are transgender. Ben Shapiro, that
Yeah,
guy.
Ben Shapiro. Yeah. I know who he is.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro. Thank you,
At first, I
Boom.
thought you were talking about
Ooh,
Charlie Kirk.
no, he's gone. R.I.P.
Yeah, but like, because I just think back to my parents telling me stories of when they were growing up during, because I have fairly old parents, you know, just hearing the stories of what they used to do growing up whenever they saw injustice and wanted to make change, they went out and protested and did stuff. And I just feel like we have a real problem with people turning into victims and sitting at home and complaining about what they don't like and what they see, and instead of actually going out and encouraging others to go out
I go to
and try to
protests.
make
The
that
videos
change.
are on my profile. I don't really know what to tell you. This is just something that I do when I'm not able to go out and protest.
Oh, okay. Because I only ever see you on the streams. I don't actually watch any of your
Yeah,
videos, so I'm not.
I don't live stream the protests. I'd rather record them.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, back to the Trump thing. I mean, yeah. I really don't. A lot of the stuff I don't
And
agree
also,
with. In
W
his
all the
first
kids that have
term.
been protesting. Like middle schools have been doing walkouts in some of the reddest parts of the country. High schools have been doing walkouts, protesting against ICE. And I would say that individuals like myself that get online and speak out about what's occurring across this country is absolutely necessary because it helps bring awareness to them.
Yeah.
And I think that that is also a driving force, having these conversations.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the ICE stuff going on is just absolutely terrible. Like that woman that got shot in the face for just trying to back up and drive off from an illegal stop in the first place. I mean, this world is just going crazy. And I feel like a lot of it
Yeah.
boils down to Trump and the people that he has in Congress and office and all that.
Yeah,
It
as
wasn't like
my
this
good friend Hector
5,
says,
10 years
there's
ago.
more than one way to protest.
So if I could ask you, if there was one thing that you could change today, what do you think would make the most impact that people could go out and actually do?
Oh, sorry. My one thing to change today would not be anything that would be something that individuals could do. Like, if I wanted to make a significant call, or significant change with everything that is occurring across this country, or even just like as a generality, this isn't necessarily a change, right? But I'll put this out there. Okay. Or actually,
Okay.
this was going to be a video. I have it ready to go. Well, I have to edit it, but I have this ready to go. I'll put this out there, and this is something that actually could be done in Congress. They won't do it because the president would never go for it. Voter ID. All right?
Uh-huh.
Here's how I say we could implement voter ID. Voter IDs are issued by the state, free of charge when an individual goes to get either their state-issued ID or their driver's license. The federal government will pay for it or provide transportation free of charge to individuals that are not able, for whatever reason, to go to their local DMV to get their voter ID issued to them. You make voting day a federal holiday. Whatever day the election falls on every single year, it is a mandated federal holiday for all non-essential, non-emergency workers.
Are you talking about like the last day of voting?
Because
I mean, voting
federally
goes on for, like, a
recognized
couple
voter
weeks.
day, yes. The early elections, no. Like the early voter days, sorry. The early voting, no, because that would be too many days, right? I acknowledge this. I'm
Yeah.
talking about just the recognized actual day that people go out and vote. Because while
Yeah,
your
I think
job
a
cannot
transportation
tell
system
you
would be
you
great.
can't go out and vote, they can certainly hold it against you if you're standing in that line for longer than your lunch break. Right? So yeah, election day, 100% federally mandated day off for everybody that is not an emergency or essential worker. Yes, it would clog
I-
up the polls, but that would mean everybody goes out and votes if they're able to. They wouldn't be hurt for it. And then every single person does have access to mail-in voting. I absolutely agree with that. In order for you to get a mail-in vote, maybe, actually, I don't have
I
a...
mean, you can sign up for your voter's license online as well, can't you? Or do you have to do it?
No, that's you just get a card. That's so like the voter. I'm talking about like let's say the voter ID that Donald Trump is suggesting, right? Where everybody has to show their driver's license or their state issued ID or their passport, which all costs money, right? In order
Yeah.
to be able to vote on the day of or at early polling stations, right? And because it costs money, it is now a poll tax, which is in violation of our Constitution.
I mean, I've never really been a big believer in voting just because I have this weird feeling that a lot of our votes don't really count because, like, the electorals.
And
What's
see,
the point of
that's
having
the
people
that's the
voting
idea
electorals?
that I want people to step out of, right? Because of all of these, like, let's look at all of these redistricting efforts across the entire country, right? Across the country, okay? People are discouraged to vote for a multitude of reasons. One of them being requiring to have a driver's license or a real ID, to be specific, Rob, a real ID or a passport to show up when they go to vote, right? That's one discouragement because not everybody can afford to pay $43, $56. Some states it's $80 fucking dollars to get a real ID, right?
Yeah. Luckily down
Also,
here it's only 25.
yeah, it just depends on where. Every state is different.
This
And
is
thank you,
I
Paul,
just
so
feel
much.
like in
real
the
quick.
grand scheme of things, our votes don't matter as much as the electorals of the
And-
state votes.
Yeah, so there's a whole other thing I would want to fix is the electoral college. But again, that's not something that's going to be able to be interesting, Rob. Thank you. That's going to be something that would literally never occur, my idea for how to change the electoral college. I think that every electoral college vote should be applied directly to a county within their state, right? And then whoever wins the popular vote in that county gets the electoral vote. And there will be some states where you have more electoral votes than you have counties. So for example, Texas has 38 electoral college votes, but they have they have 40 electoral college votes, but they have 38 counties. So the two biggest counties would get 2 extra electoral college votes. That makes sense. They have the most people. And then it should be applied by county to who, like, so you're applied, let's just say, I don't know the county names, so I'm just going to make up one in Texas. Let's say Houston County, right? They get 2 electoral college votes. They go blue, then two electoral college votes go to the blue candidate. Austin County, they went red, so they get 2 electoral. Sorry, guys, Harris, Hayes. Whatever. They have 2, so then those go to the red candidate. And then you break it up like that. Because that would be a true representation of the populace within that state instead of winner takes all.
Yeah.
But we
What
know
would
that
your
won't happen
outreach
with
and your
Donald
knowledge
Trump
on
because he
everything?
was trying to make sure that Nebraska, who has a split electoral college vote, not in the same way that I said, and Maine, I believe, is the other one, or it's Maryland. It's one of the two. It's one of those M states. I do mix them up. My bad. My bad. They do split, and he tried to sue in order to get that fixed before it happened. And it didn't happen because they do it that way. And just Maine. Okay, so I was right the first time, Maine. Right? Just saying, like, these are things that will literally never occur. But if
Well,
you
with
were
your
going to
outreach and
require
your
a voting
knowledge, have
ID,
you
they
ever
need to be
thought of
free.
running for a government position?
Have I? Certainly.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely have the outreach and the amount of people that you could do it, start locally and move up.
Yeah. I don't
I
disagree. Yeah,
mean,
ranked choice voting is also something I would endorse, Julia, because that would finally give third party candidates a chance.
I'd definitely say go for it because we need more people like you in the governmental offices.
Sure.
But
Well,
I'm gonna let you get off the phone and let you get on to some more other people that have some better questions in mind. But I appreciate your time.
no problem, man.
I will try to call back in on your next show.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too.
I like having those little side conversations, one-off conversations. Thank you, Paul. I put this up there for the $49.99. I don't expect everyone to agree with me because we're not sheep, right? So I expect us to have disagreements. I expect you to fact check me. These are all things that I absolutely encourage. Please, 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 please look up things, right? Well, I appreciate you guys so much in the chat. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep.
How old are you?
25.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Sure.
What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
I think he's done a good job deporting illegals, even though a lot of people are triggered about it for some strange reason, which is what I want to talk about.
People have been protesting for years about that, so okie dokie.
I don't recall people protesting when Obama was president.
Oh, that's an easy check, my guy. This is not even difficult to...
I
Oh,
don't
the
see the
24th
amount of
Amendment.
videos online like you see
Right,
now.
because
Why?
I don't know if you realize this, but politics wasn't really a big political playing field. Like, politics wasn't a really big media thing until Donald Trump, the media mogul, made it one.
Dude,
If
there's
you weren't
no
finding
way.
it, like there was protests, Obama,
Yeah, maybe there was like a small one
deportations.
here.
No,
Maybe there was
people,
like a small one here or
I'm sorry,
there.
there was one singular protest where they arrested 153 individuals. Just one singular protest where they arrested 153 individuals during Obama's presidency. Like, this is not something that just didn't occur, right? Like, they had faith leaders protesting it. Pope had spoke out about it as well. Like, these weren't new things. They were multiple things. Like, it was all over the news, all over the media, just not on the media that you were looking at. Whoa, dog does not like the summer. Girly pop. She sees a dog outside and thinks the dog is gonna hurt me. But here, I know you probably don't have the stream open anymore, but I have an article on the stream about 100 faith leaders arrested in protest against record deportations August 1st, 2014, specifically about the deportations under Obama. PBS, right? That left-leaning news source. Democrats furious over Obama administration deportations, January 7, 2016. This is nothing new. We can find them going all the way back to literally his first term back in office. But they were there. They were out there. They existed. You just didn't care back then because Donald Trump wasn't the president.
Well, no, nobody, like, this is the first time I've ever heard about this. And so, okay.
Sir, this was
yeah.
one Google search away that proves that because you simply thought, you had a simple idea
No one
that
ever cared
protests.
about Obama deporting people. Nobody ever cared. Nobody ever
Really?
cared about
Yeah,
Obama
that
deporting
that's
people.
why there's so many people that actually went out and
Okay,
protested.
so
That's why
so
he got
you're
sued
right.
by
You're
the
right. You're right.
ACLU over
Listen.
100 times in his first administration, right? The ACLU, the people that are also suing the Trump administration, the ACLU who also sued the Biden administration. Here we go. They even published a whole article about protests and the fact of what Obama was doing wrong with his deportation efforts, his term in office, May 1st, 2014.
So
Sir, this
when
isn't
Obama
anything
arrested
hard
those
to
100
find. Like, you
people,
can find everything about where even Congress men and women spoke out about it on their own political campaign sites, speaking out against Obama and his deportation efforts. Like, this was
can I
all
can I
over.
say something?
This was
Can I
all
say
over
something real quick?
Facebook. No, because I don't care about your ODS.
Listen,
I don't
Obama
care about
arrested
your
those 100
Obama
people,
derangement
right?
syndrome. We're talking
I don't
about
have Obama derangement
2026.
syndrome.
It seems like you have, because that's the first person you brought
Were
up.
people rioting? Were people rioting when those 100 people got
Yes.
arrested?
Yes.
No, they fucking weren't. No, they fucking weren't.
Yeah.
There's no way they fucking were.
Why do you
Not
think
like
they
how.
got
Imagine if
arrested?
Trump.
You have to
Imagine if
be
Trump
you have to
did
be
that.
doing more. You have to be doing more than peacefully protesting to be arrested, because utilizing your voice and peacefully protesting
Why
is
did
your
Obama
First
arrest those
Amendment
people?
right. It
Why
was.
did Obama arrest
Did
those
Obama
people?
go out and arrest them and put handcuffs on them? Absolutely the fuck not. He didn't do it. So why don't you ask the people that did? Well, I don't know,
Why?
dude. Why don't you look it up? I
You're the one
told you where
telling
to
me
find
about
it. You look it up for yourself. I am tired of giving you yourself free education for somebody that never went to go look outside of his house. And I'm sorry, you're 24.
People are only
You were
mad
14.
when
He was I'm sorry, he said he was 24. He was 14 the last time Obama was president. Not even, actually. He was 14. Which means he was 6. That's why you don't remember it, dude. You were 14. You were probably more concerned about utilizing your sock than anything else. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey,
Hi, how old are you?
19.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your date of birth go?
My date of birth is a 2007, August 16th. So I'm technically 18 right now, but basically 19.
Nah. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi. I'm using a voice assistant to convert your voice to text and respond to you. If you want to continue, please stay on the call. Yes.
How old are you?
14.
Have a good one. I'm not going to hate on anybody that needs like any kind of assistance, because you guys do know like you have that can be utilized for somebody that has a hearing deficiency, and I have no problem staying on the line with anything that requires assistance for somebody like that. But 14-year-olds, go play a game. TTD, thank you. Hi, how old are you?
39.
39. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yep.
Did I talk to you on Thursday?
I've never talked to you before.
Cool. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
You support Bad Bunny or Kid Rock?
Kid Rock, the guy that said that he liked girls young and that he didn't say it was statutory rape. He said it was mandatory. Fuck Kid Rock. You like Kid Rock? What the fuck is wrong with you? Ew. I don't want to talk to somebody like that. Some people call it statutory. He said something else. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 29.
29. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
I agree with the guy previous to the Kid Rock comment about getting the illegals gone. I think it's something that not just, Trump has done, others have done before him as well, but I do think he's doing a good job at it. But I just want to know why you're so triggered talking to people. They call in and it's like, that's the whole point, right? To call, talk, not get hung up on. You know what I mean?
So you don't like my my attitude?
It's not really your attitude. You can do whatever you like. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I will say, big fan of Charlie Kirk and, how that dialogue you could have with people. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's why people connected to him so much. And I think it's something we should all do.
Nah, they just connected to him because of his racism and his misogyny.
Oh, I disagree. Come on now.
You disagree?
Awesome.
I feel bad for your
Very
disagreement.
much so. And I feel for yours. That's literally all.
Do
I
you
have to
worry?
say.
Do you worry if you see a black pilot if they're a DEI hire?
Yes, that 100% taken out of context. And
He said yes. Fuck you, my guy. I'm not platforming where he said he said yes. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Aw, birdies. Hello? I will say the birds were a nice sound. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 21.
21. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, ma'am.
What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
Well, honestly, his efforts to keep and for our Second Amendment to keep and to bear arms.
Oh, has the NRA not spoken out multiple times during his presidency about everything that he said and what his administration has said and suggested when it comes to guns? Because I'm pretty sure the National Rifle Association would absolutely disagree that Donald Trump is actually a proponent for the Second Amendment.
Well, I honestly haven't seen much. I prefer to stay off the internet. I kind of keep to myself, but I do tend to do a lot of hunting, and I'd like to be able to feed my family if need be. And, you take away our firearms, we can't really do that.
No one's saying take away guns. Can you point to me like a congressional representative that's in Congress right now that is saying take away your guns?
No, ma'am, I can't.
Oh,
But
okay.
like I said,
Fantastic.
I
But
kinda
I
live
can
under a
actually
rock.
do the opposite of Donald Trump, where he said that individuals that have TDS should not carry guns, which TDS, by the way, is not an actual mental disorder. Individuals that identify as transgender should not be allowed to have guns. Funny enough, the NRA spoke out about that. His administration, not him himself, right? Not him himself, but his administration said that you shouldn't carry a gun to a protest. The NRA definitely spoke out about that, and several right-wing podcasters were like, Kash Patel needs to lose his job for making the statement that you should not carry a gun to a protest. Because, hello, Second Amendment. Donald Trump also said in his first term that he believed that you should take the guns first and then due process later.
Well, here's something I'd like to add on to that, to about protesting. I was watching the stream earlier. I've been trying to call for probably the past hour, but
yeah,
I was listening to what you were saying about how people will do more because of the First Amendment and to like make their opinions known. And
No,
rioting to me is not really the
No,
safest
I said that you would have to resort to something more than utilizing your voice to end up being arrested for going to a protest.
Yes, I understand that.
Yeah, so that's not what you stated is nowhere near what I said.
Okay, well, pardon me.
No worries.
But I'm just trying to keep it respectful and civil.
Okay.
But I appreciate your input. I've got to go. Thank
All
you.
right. Drive safe. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here. How are you?
Doing well. How old are you?
I am just turned 27.
Happy belated birthday.
I appreciate that.
Of course. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
So this is a very interesting question, right? I was watching your stream, and I do consider myself more of a conservative. However, I've started to lose some faith. Not necessarily, obviously, Trump is a, in my opinion, he's a figurehead. I think that there's a lot more that's going on right now. I think that the powers that be are trying to pin us against each other as much as they can, and there seems to be a lot more distractions that pop up every day, right? Trump ran on release the Epstein files, and then for the longest time, him and the Justice Department kind of pushed that off. You know what I mean? And then they kind of release watered down ones, and now they're releasing a bunch of stuff, and we're living in such an age of disinformation where I think a lot of people, including myself, are losing faith in the institution that we were sold, if you will.
Yeah, that's actually like one question that a good friend of mine loves to ask conservatives or Trump supporters in do you trust the government and saying no, and then it's like, do you trust Trump? And then that answer is yes. And it's like, interesting. When did you start trusting the government?
Well, leading back to what you were talking about earlier on the stream, when it comes to, Second Amendment rights, right? If the right says, okay, if you are trans or have TDS, which like you said, you know what I mean? You should automatically restrict those rights. Who's to say that when the pendulum swings the other way, which it always does, that the left, when they are back in power, because it inevitably will happen, whether it's the next administration or the following one or whenever it happens, they're going to say, okay, well, anybody who supported Trump now doesn't get their guns. There's always a flip side of the coin.
Oh, I
And I
mean,
think that
yeah, we know that. Trust me. Like it was actually gosh, I think it was. I don't remember if it was Gorsuch, Alito, or Thomas. When it came to the conversation, because they heard the case of Donald Trump attempting to fire one of the Fed governors.
Yep.
Right. So when they were listening to that and then they were having their arguments, I can't remember which one of the justices said it. They said, if we allow this now, well, I wouldn't want that power to be in the hand of the next Democratic president.
Right.
So, like, yeah, we see it
That was
at
just
all
Alito, I
levels
believe.
of government where they're like, yeah, we could do this now to satisfy our means, but then this sets a precedent for the next administration that comes in and comes along and does it. And
Right.
and we see that like they're having those partisan arguments. Like John Thune in the Senate, they could have broken the filibuster. But the reason why he said he didn't want to break the filibuster was specifically because, well, then the other side gets that power later on.
Right. And
that's a problem.
We need to realize that we're all on the same team at the end of the day, right? Nobody wants kids to be scared to go to school. Nobody wants to have their rights trampled on. Like there's that saying, when it comes to, if we're going to say my side versus your side, right? My side is, your rights don't stop, or my rights don't stop where your feelings begin or whatever. There really is no such thing as safe spaces, but we need to get off of the whole partisan stuff when it comes to social issues and just realize that we're never going to all agree 100%, but the best thing that we can do is what we're doing right here. Have the conversation. You know what I mean? And try to listen to each other. I think that a lot of us agree on more than what mainstream media would like us to think. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't disagree that I think that in general more people have agreements with each other than disagreements. I think, but that's on specific issues. My biggest
Right.
thing is that while we have outwardly facing agreements with each other more than we might have disagreements, it's the things that are left unsaid that are the disagreements that are held. For
Well,
example,
so
I'm going to
yep.
put this out there. In my
Yeah.
opinion, Donald Trump has allowed hate, racism, bigotry, sexism, and ableism to be socially acceptable. And so now we're seeing more people come and have disagreements with each other in person.
And I think that you're not. I'm not going to say you're right or wrong. I think that everybody knows that Trump is very vulgar. And to your point, which I will give you a win here, right? In my personal opinion, and this does not reflect anything bigger than myself, it's made the office of the presidency look a lot worse than it did pre-2016.
Oh, it's the office of the presidency is
You
an
know,
absolute joke right now.
and it's going to take us a long time to get us back to where it's a respectable place to be. However, what I will say is we can talk until we're blue in the face about the national stuff. And like I said, we'll probably agree on a lot and we'll probably disagree on a lot. But like what I've done is I got elected as the chairman for the town Republican committee where I live. And I'm already the chair of the Democrat town committee is actually one of my teachers from high school. And we're already working on community events together with Earth Day. And, you know, we're going to be doing a joint, we're going to start an annual, you know, community award ceremony for teachers and firefighters and cops and DPW guys and janitors and all that stuff. I think that really the best path forward to get out of this crazy stuff that we've been living through for the past realistically decade, more than that, 12, 16 years even if you want to go that far back. The best way to move forward is just start getting more involved in local stuff and the things that we actually have the ability to change. And instead of trickle down, we'll have that trickle up because we can't control what happens at the national level. And
No, that is
you know what I mean?
true. Your local level, your local elections are probably some of the most important elections that you can participate in. I absolutely agree with that, which is why like Ballotpedia, vote.org, all these places that allow you to find out where to go vote, when our elections coming up, all of these things are super important. And that it needs to happen. Like your local elections are some of the most important things that you can ever vote in because that's where the change happens. The office of the presidency does still affect everything that occurs throughout the entire country,
yeah.
all the way down to your local elections. And we see that with states that, like Texas, that redistricted their entire state to hopefully get 5 more Republican seats in the House of Representatives.
Trust me, I know. I
Yeah.
live in Massachusetts, and the term gerrymandering was coined here because of one of our governors, whose name was Jerry, way back in the day. And so, trust me, I understand it, and like we've been talking about it works both ways. We need to just really stick to the point where it's like, what you know, we're gonna have our disagreements, but at the end of the day, whatever one side does to the other can always be flipped back with two sides of the same coin. And there's so much hate going on in the world, and especially domestically. And I'm not saying it's coming from more so from one side or the other. Realistically, once again, you can flip the coin and say it's 50-50. You can say it's 90-10. However you want to look at it. I think that our goal should just be doing more of this, having the conversation, coming together. And I really, you know, I'm super appreciative that I randomly swiped up on YouTube and saw this, you know, and I think that as long as we can keep the conversation good, like we can go really far as a society.
Yeah. To a degree. I think that there's a certain point where when you have one side of the aisle being accepting of individuals like Nick Fuentes and nobody admonishing him or saying that he should be cut out of the Republican Party or the conservative movement. Somebody that is anti-Semitic, extremely racist, openly misogynistic. No, when you sit down with those people at the table, you have accepted those values. And that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you can't control who claims to be part of your ideology.
Sure,
You know what I
but
mean?
you, the leaders of the party, right? The leaders
Correct.
of the Republican movement can say, "Yeah, I don't break bread with this guy." But
Well,
they don't.
Fuentes has a very interesting history, and I'm not discounting what he may or may not have said. You know what I mean? Or well, I mean, obviously not may or may not have said what he has said. You know, especially on his streams and stuff. But Nick has he's been targeted left and right even before he started to say some of the wild stuff. And I think that he does a lot more trolling, you know what I mean, than what he is, you know, than what he's actually pushing, like in a serious narrative.
Doesn't matter
I mean,
because his movement is quite big. They even have their own name. They're called Groypers. And again, I'm just saying, like, there's a point where it's you can say it's two sides and of the same coin, but there's a point where it's not, because one side is saying the actions of an individual is not okay and he is accepted by that party because nobody has said otherwise. People have literally had him on their shows and had them there and talked to him and welcomed him, right? Didn't press him on things that he was saying. So therefore, they are accepting of his belief system, and they're saying that that's not far enough for them to say we're done and we're not involving ourselves with them. That's when we've left two sides of one coin, and we've now become two separate coins.
I mean, I don't think that as long as we're America, we're always going to be two sides of the same coin.
I
But
disagree.
one thing that I find curious is it's like one of Nick's big things is he's, and once again, I don't agree with everything that the kid says. But he was the first real big, loud conservative to come out against Israel.
Right,
So what
because
are
he's
your
anti-Semitic.
opinions? Well,
His reasoning wasn't any place of like good, right? So like me, I can say fuck Bibi Netanyahu, right? He's led the IDF down a terrible path. He's led Israel down a terrible path, and he needs to go to jail. He deserves to be in prison. He deserves to be tried for his crimes against humanity in violating the Geneva Convention when it comes to Gaza. All of these things deserve to happen to them. But that's not me shitting on the entire country of Israel, the entire Jewish faith, the way that Nick Fuentes does. Because he doesn't go after a specific person. His is, in general, a whole open generalization that they are bad. They believe in X, Y, and Z, very similar to the Islamophobia that exists within the United States, where it's everybody
9/11.
falls under this. No, that existed well before 9/11. It just became more apparent. These things are what make him anti-Semitic. It's not like it is not anti-Semitic to say Bibi Netanyahu is a literal piece of shit. Like he's
a war
become a
criminal.
horrible person. Yeah. Right? So like that is not anti-Semitic to say. But he doesn't just go after Bibi Netanyahu. He goes after the entire people and the entire populace of the Jewish religion, which is the whole fucking problem. Sure, you can say he's the first guy on the right who spoke out against it, but he did it out of a place of hate, misunderstanding, and to make them the enemy, not from a place of goodwill and pointing out the issues that their leadership was doing.
Just for the sake of the conversation, to counter that, the protesters at Columbia and all of the, pro-Palestinian ones at the heat of all the stuff that was going on, that were calling for the death of Jews and that were protesting outside of synagogues and making, the Jewish people who were here in America that had nothing to do with October 7th, fear for their lives.
Yeah,
What?
that would be a
And
problem. If
they're
people were
both
actually
in
doing
the
that,
wrong. Can we agree with that?
yes, I literally just said that would be a problem, except that's not something that was actually happening en masse, like people were assuming. They were
It wasn't happening on
they
mosques.
were
It was happening in
spec-
synagogues. I'm a police officer. I had to work those details. We had credible threats to a very large Jewish community. That's a couple towns over that I used to have to, especially at the height of that, I was going to work because these Jewish community centers were terrified, and we had credible threats to them.
again, if that's something that is happening, then yes, that's a bad thing. Nobody should be saying, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to repeat it because people love editing clips. Nobody should be saying DEATH to any kind of group, right? Unless it's to the Nazis. I would say that to the Nazis, even though I don't support the death penalty. But yeah, no, if people were actually saying that, yes, then, and if they enacted upon it, then yes, that is a hate crime and they should be tried in addition to their predicate crime with the hate crime. But that's not what pro-Palestinian protests actually were.
No, there is a difference. There is a difference between the ones that were pro-Hamas and pro-Palestinian.
Correct.
As somebody who comes from Irish descent, I had a lot of people that knew the guys that got, arrested by Netanyahu's guys on the flotilla. They were going over for completely just humanitarian aid stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's funny because like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we can both agree on, on both sides, and it just gets really messy because mainstream media screws it all up. And that's why I think that what you're doing is super cool.
Okay.
Because it allows us to have these conversations,
Oh no, I don't disagree. There's a point where I do enjoy these conversations. There are some times where I'm like, I'm over it, and I have like little rage days. Today has been probably one of the better days of just talking to people, drawing out the conversations, because I'm not feeling very ragey. So there's that.
Right. Well, that's good. Well, I hope that you have a lovely rest of your stream.
You too.
And it was nice talking to you.
All right. You have a good one.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Okay, we have a bunch of people watching right now. So thank you guys so much. TikTok, can we go ahead and tap it all the way up to 200,000 likes real quick? Over on YouTube, guys, did you know that if you hit that at the very top of the screen, you hit my name up there, you can go ahead and hit like on it as well. So go ahead and hit like on the stream itself. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the follow button over on TikTok and Twitch. Yeah, I know it's a very serious banana with its one eyebrow up. I love my banana phone. I think I have time for one more caller, and then we will go on to reading all the chats that have come through. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? I do not have that, Krish. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
What?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, how old are you? I'm going to troll the trolls. I can't. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
25.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
You're awesome.
Yeah, overall, I do think he's a net positive.
Okay. So what specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
So, he's obviously like an imperfect man, but, overall, like the shift of the, social issues like getting rid of DEI initiatives, pushing towards a ban towards abortion, and just overall supporting not mutilating minors.
Oh, okay. So sorry. Where's the woman's glabella?
Sorry,
Where's the woman's glabella?
I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, well then, have you ever had a sonogram?
Phonogram?
Yeah.
No,
Okay. Do you have a uterus?
I do not. Well, so
Okay,
here's the
fantastic. I
thing.
don't give a shit about your opinions on abortion. I have the best advice I can ever give you when it comes to
Here-
abortion. I have the best advice. I promise you. I promise you. Just give me a
Well,
second.
well,
I oh, no 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 no
before
no.
you
I promise. I promise. This is literally
go for it.
the best advice I can ever give you when it comes to an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fuck a pro-choice woman. Problem solved. Just saying. Then you good. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
Do you play Fortnite?
I don't. I'm sorry. But maybe you're
Uh,
about to playing it. I'm sure it's fun.
mm.
Okay, bye. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
Kiddo, go play a game. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 29. Just turned 29.
Okay, happy belated birthday. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
What was that?
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No, not now.
Okay, well, WU. Thank you. I hope you have a great Saturday. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 17.
All right, go play a game, please. Or do your homework, actually. Go do your
No,
homework.
no, I
Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 38.
38. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
Oh, he's done a whole bunch of things, all kinds. But most importantly is I think he exposed some things, especially even with you, that I couldn't have quite articulated unless he had gotten into office. And I think the main thing is that you need a baby. You talk to everybody like they're babies. So you really need a baby to do your baby talk to.
Actually,
it's so obvious.
Summer,
Did you-
come here,
did you-
baby.
did you
Come
ever
here,
watch-
Summer. Hi, Summer.
There you
Hi,
go.
Summer. Hi. Come here. Oh, come here. Oh,
There we go.
come here.
Get it
You're
out of
such-
the
Who's
system.
a good girl? Who's a good
Get it
girl?
out of the
Who's a good
system.
girl?
Get it out.
Oh, no.
Listen.
Hi. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, the
listen.
babies. Who's the babies? Who's the
Did
babies?
you-
Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Oh, the babies. Hi.
You have mother instincts that you can't get out of your system, so you have this show that you have to talk to people like they're babies. It's very clear. And I I thank President Trump for this. President Trump has exposed like the feminist movement and kind of what they're missing, and you're the prime example. It's perfect. You need a baby. You talk to everybody on the show like they're babies. I don't know if you see it or not. It's very clear.
Hi, baby. Come here.
There we go again.
Come here. Hi, the babies.
But like,
the babies. I Summer, the babies. They're so cute.
That would
They're
be-
so cute. The babies are so cute. Awesome. Oh, so cute.
That would be that's actually a good baby talk there. But the baby talk you do is like a condescending baby, where like you know everything and nobody else knows anything. So it's like you're like the annoying baby talk, which is actually probably good that you don't have a kid, because if you talk to your kid that way, it'll be horrible. The other baby talk you were just doing with the jokey baby talk, that's okay. That's actually not that bad. But that's a big thing that Trump has just exposed, and I just thank him for that. I don't know. He's basically exposed what is going to be the downfall of America if we don't turn it around. I don't exactly know how to turn it around, but that it's needed.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You need to have a baby. But in order to have a baby, you got to be likable.
Oh,
You
uh-huh.
can't talk down to guys like this and expect any guy to want to deal with you. And then probably the
Oh,
guys that will listen to you talk like this,
uh-huh.
they're all going to be libs, and those libs don't have any testosterone. Very low testosterone. They'll have testosterone, but it'll be like even like slightly above what the T levels that you have. Basically a chick.
Oh, okay. This sounds like some major projection. Wait, is it that you want me to baby talk to you? Oh, please tell me more. You're doing such a good job, honey. You're doing such a good job. You are roasting me so hard. I'm so sad right
I'm not.
now. I'm so sad with my house, with my kid. I'm so sad
I,
with my partner. Yeah, I'm so sad. So please keep telling me more. How I am just
so
so
wait,
undateable. I must need a kid and no man would ever like come near me, and oh my gosh, they have low testosterone according to you. So yeah, come on, you're doing such a great job right now. I think you're at like a C grade, but I think that you can get it to an A. So can you do a little bit better?
did
Oh,
you
also,
ever watch that?
I just want to let you know
Yeah.
that your
Did you ever
dad
watch
had
that
0
Hard Knocks?
complaints about me last night. So God fucking damn it, people are so dumb. What is your obsession with women popping out babies? That's odd. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh my gosh, I am. Long time listener, first time caller. This is a blessing. Thank you.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't take it seriously. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
What's up? How old are you?
I was actually shocked. I'm 38, 39, plus or minus. I don't really keep track of my age no more. It's just another number, right?
Okay.
Doesn't really matter.
And are you still
Um,
supporting Donald Trump?
Tacitly, yes and no. I am disappointed with the whole ICE stuff that's going on, but at the same point in time, I'd prefer to not have like another fall of Rome. I assume like it sounded like you're a little bit more of a in touch with history, correct?
Okay. Sure.
Well, how did Rome fall?
At 2 Brute?
Come on now. This is for them, not just for me, man.
No, please.
It was like-
I honestly can't say I know offhand, so enlighten me.
Essentially, it was rampant. Good gosh, I wasn't expecting to actually get through. Rampant immigration without assimilation.
That's
Like,
an
that's what it's
automatic
called.
failure.
Why is that? Yeah. That was letting the barbarians in at a massive scale. Yes, there was also civil strife on the inside.
No, they were invaded.
But
That the barbarians invaded them.
it was after a lot of immigration too, letting the barbarians become Roman, but they didn't become Roman. They kept their own conclave.
Are you equating to immigrants from, let's say, any other country? Let's just say,
Well, more or less like rampant destabilization of multiple different continents, South America, the Middle East, Africa, having mass immigration through refugees and like asylum status into the entire Western world.
sir, that
Yes,
has
ma'am.
what?
That's been
So,
happening
are
since-
you calling them barbarians? Are you calling asylum seekers and
No.
immigrants barbarians?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I very
Would
much
you
like the country
consider
and the culture.
the British immigrants when the Pilgrims? Would you consider them barbarians?
Well,
Because
that all
they didn't
depends. If we're talking
assimilate to
about
the
buying
culture.
land,
Sorry, the British Pilgrims, aka immigrants, they
Mm-hmm.
didn't assimilate to the culture that was already pre-existing within the United States of America.
yes. And would you also say that more Native Americans died before the white man came than after on U.S. soil?
After, because they brought diseases they had never seen before. You definitely don't know
And
this,
what
Terry.
was the
I literally can't. Kyle, I'm just seeing your Venmo. I'm sorry. I hope Vision got muted. I don't see him in the comments anymore. That was a horrible call to try to end with. So can we get a better one? Okay, good. Millie did mute them. So Kyle, that was done. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hell yeah, I'm here. What's up?
The Sky, I hope. How old are you?
Yeah, and airplanes. How old am I? I'm 38.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely not.
All right, WU. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey.
Bye, Phantom. Hi, how old are you?
21.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. What specifically has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
Probably DeWitt.
Huh?
DeWitt.
Are you losing your capacity to talk right now?
Do you know DeWitt?
Who?
What he did?
Huh?
DeWitt.
Is that you?
Like a year ago?
I'm asking about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
What has Donald Trump achieved in his first year back in office that has earned your continued support?
DeWitt. The bill. DeWitt.
What's the number?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what that was.
We pray. We hope and we pray. Hello?
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 Is this the stream?
No.
Who is this?
I don't know. You called me. Who are you?
Nah, this is the stream. I was just watching. Don't even play with me.
Oh. Who are you? How
am
old are
Levi.
you?
I am 19 years old.
Ain't
Just
no
turned.
way. Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Doing well. How old are you?
32.
32. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am, and I guess I'm not sure exactly why you don't.
Sure, I
maybe
can
we
answer
could
that
try
one.
a Stephen Crowder-esque change my mind. What is it that you're looking for exactly as to how the country should be run, and what makes it good or not good?
We'll start by not violating articles and amendments of the United States Constitution. I think that's like the best start.
Which ones were violated?
1, 2, 3, 6, 7. That's the articles. Amendments. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 14th, technically also the 12th, and has joked about violating the 22nd and 24th Amendment. Plus, he's suggesting violating the 24th Amendment of the United States Constitution. And the 16th.
No, I believe
and the
I
16th.
believe
I
that
forgot the
all to be
16th. He definitely
incorrect.
has. I'm sorry that
No,
that's
I
what
believe
you
all that to
believe.
be incorrect
Judicial
because
orders would absolutely disagree with you in the way
he
that
does not
he has,
need
in fact,
those.
violated the
That's the
Second Amendment.
problem.
That was the Supreme Court of the United States of America. He has, in fact, violated the First Amendment rights, not only in his first administration, but also in his current administration. As decided by
Okay, let's
judicial
talk
orders.
current
And by the
administration.
way, by him actively ignoring judicial orders, that's him violating the Second, Third, and Sixth Amendments of the United States Constitution. When he withheld SNAP funding back in October of 2025, that was also a violation of Article 1,
don't remember
2,
SNAP
and
funding
3,
being
and 6
an
of the
amendment.
United States Constitution, because those were congressionally appropriated funds that were then withheld from individuals within our country. He's actively
Individuals
violating
or
the fourth.
citizens?
He's actively violating the Fourth Amendment of
Okay,
the
I'll let you
United
keep
States
talking.
Constitution with the way that they are conducting their immigration raids, actively violating the right to due process, as well with the way that they are actively doing the
What due process?
deportations.
They never got due
That's
process when they
violating
came
the
across
Fifth
the
and
border.
14th Amendments of the United States Constitution. And I'm sure you're unfamiliar with the 8 Supreme Court cases that have already previously decided that all individuals, regardless of their immigration status, are entitled to the right to due process as covered under the Fifth and 14th
What due
Amendments. And
process?
even
Remind me again.
the right to due process, it literally says all persons within the 14th Amendment. I don't feel like reading that out to you. I don't think you're capable of processing that information. And I'm also sure, and like, actually, I want to go ahead and read through what these these judicial orders that I'm talking about specifically that have previously
Please
decided
do.
on, that they're
Enlighten all
that
of
they
us.
are entitled to the right to due process. You have Wick Wu v. Hopkins, 1886, Wong Wee v. United States, 1896, Matthews v. Eldridge, 1976, Landon v. Palencia, 1982, Reno v. Flores, 1993, Zavadias v. Davis, 2001. And here's the icing on top of the cake. Christy Nome v. Kilmer Brego Garcia, 2025, with a 9-0 decision saying that immigrants are absolutely entitled the right to due process within the United States of America, with citing Plyer v. Doe. And what exactly does it mean to be within the jurisdiction of the United States of America? So that's violating the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 6th and 7th Amendments of the United States Constitution, all in one, plus the 14th, if you tie that back into it. Birthright citizenship is intended to be heard on the 1st of April, which again is another thing that he's actively violating of the 14th Amendment, because specifically Section 10 of the 14th Amendment specifically states that only Congress can make changes to it. Donald Trump tried to actively violate it with his executive order that he wrote. These are all violations of the United States Constitution, not to mention Article 1 and the 16th Amendment. When it comes to tariffs being applied unilaterally by the President of the United States, it overthrows the authority of the legislative branch of government, aka Congress. I know you couldn't keep up. That's why you're doing the nervous laughter. I understand.
I just find it kind of funny. 'Cause
I'm okay. I think that's actually good to end on, like nervous laughter. I know you couldn't keep up, so it's cool. Guys, if you're new here and you haven't hit that follow or that subscribe button, go ahead and hit it now. I'm going to go ahead and read through these super chats and bits that I received. Thank you guys for all of your patience. How do they remember to breathe? Because it's a bodily response automatically. Thank you for this. I'm sorry I didn't read it earlier, but guys, remember to stay hydrated and eat some snacks. Mason, hey Ari, can we talk about how messed up the e-files are with potentially cannibalism? Yeah, that is implicated by somebody, like witness statement, that they didn't actually do it with giving their name. It was an anonymous witness statement. They used jerky as a reference. I would have to look up more of that, but I only know about the one witness statement that accused the occurrence of the cannibalistic nature. Be strong, keep up the good fight. Well, thank you, BCF, for the 20. I appreciate that much. Suing the IRS is literally an FU to the American people, every one of them, because they are focusing on the e-files. Yeah, that's true. I think it's really a backhanded way of trying to get back to the American people for demanding to see the e-files. Closet YT nationalists are waste and cowards. Yes, I agree, Sean, they are. Let's see. Thank you for all of the jewels. In the UK, immigration has plummeted. Spain has given 500,000 people the opportunity to be official residents. Suddenly, no immigrant problems. Wow. That's a good point. I like that. Thanks for the information, Stephen. Immigration has always been a political distraction. I agree with that one. Do U.S. citizens pay their workers under the table? Yes, actually. So there's plenty of United States citizens that are paid under the table by companies, which is still breaking and violating the law. You're awesome. Thank you for the 10. I'm not sure what SEK is, but I appreciate that. Oh, no. Here we go again. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the jewels. The jewels. Love when you make the ignorant bigots mad. Well, that is a talent. I don't know how useful that talent is, but it does exist. Did you see that? See that well-deserved boo? Yes, I did see that he got booed at Milan, and that was fantastic. It's funny because I live my life unbothered. Yeah, exactly. I also stay pretty unbothered. Thank you for the jewels. Jewels. Yes, Paul, Obama did deport a lot of folks. He was actually pretty tough on it. The time that we were in at the time did not really support a lot of media coverage on that particular subject. Yeah, it didn't. He violated the law. That's why he was sued multiple times by the ACLU and other organizations, and they did in fact rule against him even during that time. The difference is they changed their tactics as a result of judicial rulings. Hi, Phantom. I'm not late. You're late. Hi, Ari. Sorry I got too late. I think you've already left, but thank you so much for having been here. At this point, if you support Trump with knowledge of what he's done, you are undeniably a Yahtzee, and you'll be dealt with as a Yahtzee. Well, Nuremberg Trials 3.0. I know Hype sent this in regards to the guy who was like, I can tell you need a baby. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, that was a horrible that was a horrible insult. Yeah, I think so, Boom. I just say it just in case. Right-wingers obsessed with other people's they are so obsessed. Like, why do you want to, like, I'm not putting pictures of my kids out there. That's so weird. Illuminati, I have merch. Guys, I have merch. It is it's in the link tree in my bio. I have it. I have it. I just don't think it ships internationally. I got to find something that ships internationally, actually. Thank you for that. I will find something that ships internationally for that. Hype says again, I love how one man is mansplaining abortion, another is telling you to have a baby. Gross. This is classic low IQ Trump supporters. Yes, it is. That's a good point that you're doing so well. Why should she stop talking? He asked her a question and she's still answering. The bro says she's being rude by so then bro says he's being rude by interrupting her. I agree. Thank you. I read that wrong. I apologize. This country used to be respected, not anymore. We're definitely not respected. And thank you, Andrea, for the jewels. Oh, I missed this one. Trump wants another world war. That's what it feels like, honestly. It does feel like that, right? Oh, man. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I ran just a couple minutes longer than I originally intended, but that's because you guys were still here. You were still here showing me support, and you're still in the chat chatting it up. So I do appreciate that. TikTok, find me somebody to raid. Twitch, find me somebody to raid. YouTube, guys, I will see you guys back on, everybody, I will see you guys back on tomorrow. I don't know which platform I will be on, so the best way to find out which platform I'm going to be on is to, guess what? Go to the link tree in my bio or in my description and join the Discord server. It goes in there and it goes on. I don't know if he's on Ace. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out on the tubes of you. You guys have a great rest of your Saturday. See you guys tomorrow. Should be around like 1 p.m. Eastern time, I believe, that I'll be on. Just not sure who. Sure. Blacktivist, give me her username. I don't remember.